Hello and welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Dana and today I made this lovely cake with cherries and chocolate, and I thought I should share with you the recipe so you can make this in your own kitchen for your family and friends. I'm gonna start with a chocolate filling, and for this I'm gonna need whipping cream, and I'm using unsweetened one. I have here 700 grams of whipping cream. I'm gonna separate it, actually use 200 grams in the first step and later the rest, and between 280 and 300 grams of chocolate. And also I combine milk chocolate with dark one, and this way I didn't add any sugar because the milk chocolate has a lot of sugar in it. I'm gonna break the chocolate in smaller pieces. Combine the two packs that I had in my kitchen and pour over 200 milliliters of whipping cream, and I'm gonna put on the stove, heat it up but not boiling it. So when the whipping cream is nice and hot, almost to the boiling point, I take it off the stove and let it melt the chocolate. Needs just a few minutes. You can let it be or stir as you see me doing here, but the chocolate will melt and will be delicious. And you will have to let the mixture cool down completely. You can actually put it in the fridge. When the cream cooled down, put the rest of the whipping cream in your mixing bowl and start whipping it, and start mixing it, and add the chocolate filling as well, and combine the two together. In the beginning I had a lower speed on my mixer, but after I managed to put all the filling in the bowl, I increased the speed, and I had a lovely chocolate mousse, really airy and delicious. And you can use this filling for lots of other cakes, even for cupcakes, if you want to decorate them like this with this type of filling. So this is the filling. From time to time, scrape the walls of the bowl, making sure that everything is nice incorporated. And I will let this aside and make the cherry filling. And for this, I will use 2 tablespoons of sugar, 2.5 tablespoons of cornstarch, a bit of almond extract, and I also have a jar of cherries or sour cherries deputed and in light syrup, and I'm gonna use all of these for my cake. In a small pot, I'm gonna put sugar and cornstarch together, and I'm gonna pour the cherry filling with the syrup and everything, and on the stove on low temperature, mix, making sure that it doesn't stick to the base of the pot, and keep it for a few minutes until it's gonna thicken up. For the moment you see that cornstarch cloudy in the mixture, but look, when it starts to thicken up, it's really nice and vibrant. And I'm gonna let this cool down, but after I took it off the stove, I added the almond extract. It's gonna give a really nice touch. Now let's make the sponge cake, and it's really easy. I'm gonna need 4 eggs, a pinch of salt, I'm gonna add a bit of cinnamon, half a teaspoon of baking powder, 4 tablespoons of flour, 4 tablespoons of sugar, 2 tablespoons of cocoa powder, and I have here a mixture. This is what I had left in my kitchen, so I combined those two, and 3 tablespoons of vegetable oil. I'm gonna mix flour, baking powder, and cocoa powder in a bowl. Add cinnamon as well. And these are dry ingredients. We're gonna have them ready for when we need them in our cake here. I will separate the eggs, put the whites in the mixing bowl and the yolks in a separate bowl. I will mix the yolks with oil using a small whisk, like I'm making a mayonnaise over here. But the yolks will be nice and creamy and ready for the sponge cake. Add all that oil, give it a good stir, making sure that they're all well combined. Add a pinch of salt over whites and start mixing them on low speed. After a minute or so, increase the speed, and when they are white and increase in volume, start adding sugar gradually, and we're gonna have a lovely meringue here. The sugar will start to dissolve, and we're gonna have lots of volume in our egg whites. Add now the yolk mixture of whites and give it a mix. I'm using the same whisk from my mixer. Less dishes to do, and no one likes to do dishes. And now I'm gonna incorporate dry ingredients over in my egg mixture. Folding with the spatula, trying not to over mix, but still making sure that everything is well combined. And this is how the batter looks like. And I'm gonna pour it in my metal frame here over the silicone mat. I'm gonna level it as well. And I will bake this in my electric convection oven for about 15 to 17 minutes at 170 Celsius. I know my oven, every oven is different. So if you have a normal oven, just do the toothpick test after 17 minutes or so. Level nicely the batter in the frame. I run a knife along the batter to remove any air bubbles and to level the batter even better in my cake form. And I'm gonna bake it, and after baking I'm gonna let it cool down. After, I will remove the metal frame and I'm gonna start to assemble the cake. I have everything ready for assembling the cake. I'm gonna slice the sponge in half horizontally. You can use a knife. I'm using this special cake saw to do this. It's a really nice and fluffy and soft sponge cake, so take your time in order not to break it apart. On these two slices now, spread the cherry mixture in equal parts and level it with a spatula. So spread well the cherry mixture over the 2 slices of sponge cake that we just made. Over one slice, add half of the chocolate cream that we made first in this cake, in this recipe, and also use a spatula to level it. Now you can place the second slice of cake with cherries on top. And I also like to put a metal frame around my cake because it will keep it in place and will set nicer. And now put the rest of the cream on top of the cake and level it, and I'll keep the cake in the fridge until the next day. Needs time to set, so we cannot serve it right away. Again, level the cream on top with the spatula and place it in the fridge. The second day you can serve it right away, or you can decorate it. You can use grated chocolate or cocoa powder to decorate it. I chose to melt about 50 grams of chocolate, place it in a piping bag, and decorate like this my cake. And also I also set the servings as you can see with a knife. It is ready now to be served, and I hope you're gonna try it and tell me in the comments your thoughts about it. Have an awesome day, have a great spring, find reasons to smile, and I'm gonna see you here next time with another recipe. Bye bye.